Disclaimer: this is for educational use only. Our group is allowing our instructor, Mr. Roldan Ardines, to use this as an educational material. Objectives: understand population and demography. Analyze the theory of demographic transition and examine global migration patterns. So first, what is population and demography all about? So basic understanding, population is the total number of people in a given area, city, country, or the world. It helps understand population size and trends, births, deaths, and migrations. Demography, it is the study of population, the changes over time. It looks at age, gender, birth, or death, or migration. It is useful for planning resources and predicting trends. So, introduction to population dynamics. We start by understanding what a population is. Population is a group of organisms from the same species living in a certain area, capable of interbreeding, and think of it like a fish in a pond or the birds in a forest. Population grow when birth rates and immigration increase, essentially when more people or species are born or when others join the group. So the opposite occurs when death rates rise or immigration occurs, meaning people or species are dying or leaving. This results in a population decrease. A key concept here is exponential growth, where populations grow super quickly. It's like interest on savings account. It starts slow but picks up speed over time if conditions are right. So, logistic growth, it is different from exponential growth. It describes when population growth slows down because resources become limited. Unlike exponential growth, it's like a leveling off curve where the population reaches a balance in its environment. We also discussed geographic ranges, which refer to the specific areas where populations live. Populations within these areas can spread in different patterns. So, first is random. It is scattered unpredictably. Next is uniform, spaced evenly, clumped, grouped in tight clusters. An important term here is carrying capacity. The max number of individuals in an environment can support. Imagine a classroom with only 30 chairs, only 30 students can stay in comfortably, or else there's overcrowding. Independent and dependent limiting factors. Populations are controlled by limiting factors that can prevent unlimited growth. First is density dependent factors that depends on the population size or overcrowding, disease, and predator-prey imbalances come into play more when populations are dense. Next is density independent factors that affects populations regardless of their size, like natural disasters. Think of it like hurricanes or droughts that can hit any population, big or small. These limiting factors can even lead to extinction or if conditions become severe enough, which ties into how populations and species can sometimes vanish completely from an area. So, understanding demography and demographic transition model. So, when we talk about humans, we get into demography. It is the study of how human populations change over time. Demographers look at the same things like birth and death rates to make predictions about future populations. Demographic transition is a model that explains how population move through different stages over time. So, first stage is population is stable but grows slowly. Second stage, it is a rapid population growth due to lower death rates. Third stage, it is the growth slows of birth rates begin to decline. Fourth stage, it is the population stabilizes again or decreases slightly. And the fifth stage, it is the population might start to decline or stabilize even further. So, not all regions follow this pattern. For example, some places like India, China, and Sub-Sahara Africa are still in stages of rapid growth or stage 2. These areas are younger with more children than adults, leading to a future population boom. Demographers use age structure diagrams to predict growth, like looking at the balance between younger and older age groups. A larger young population suggests future growth, while an older population means potential decline. But demography isn't perfect. Natural disasters and unexpected changes can throw predictions off. It's more about using the past to make educated guesses about the future.
Importance of studying demography. Studying demography is crucial because it helps governments, businesses, and organizations plan for future. Here are some key reasons why it's important. Resource planning. Government use demographic data to ensure that resources like education, healthcare, and housing match the needs of their populations. Economic growth. Businesses rely on demographic information to identify potential market and understanding the labor force size and skills. Aging population. Many countries are experiencing increase in the number of elderly people, which constrain social services like pension and healthcare. Understanding demographic shift allow for better planning. Global challenges. Issues like climate change, migration, and urbanization all tie back to the population traits. Studying this help address global challenges more effectively.
I'm the Cadet Pauta. My topic is all about the demographic transition theory. The theory that societies progress from a pre-modern regime of high fertility and high morality to a post-modern regime of a low fertility and low morality. The model has four stages: pre-industrial, urbanizing, industrializing, mature industrial, and post-industrial. In the pre-industrial stage, crude birth rates and crude death rates remain close to each other, keeping the population relatively level. So, the first stage is pre-industrial. High birth and death rates lead to a stable but low population. Families have many children, but due to limited medical knowledge, many do not survive. Stage 2. Early industrial. Death rates begins to fall due to improvements in healthcare and sanitation. While birth rates remain high, this causes rapid population growth. Stage 3. Late industrial. Birth rates start to decline as people move to cities, become more educated, and have fewer children. Population growth begins to slow down. Stage 4. Post-industrial. Both birth and death rates are low, leading to a stable population. Many developed countries like Japan and Germany are in stage 5, declining. Some countries experience a shrinking population because birth rates fall below death rates. This leads to challenges like a declining labor force. Demographic transition theory. Caldwell and Caldwell 2006 suggests that future population growth will develop along predictable 4 stages model. In stage 1, birth, death, and infant mortality rates are all high. Life expectancy is short. An example of this stage is the 18,000 in the United States.
Good day everyone, so my name is Dekadet Kagang. So my topic today is all about effects of demographic transition on global population. So the demographic transition model helps us understand why some regions have rapidly growing populations with others face challenges with declining. So rapid growth. Many countries in Africa and parts of Asia are in the earlier stage of the transition, leading to significant population growth. This can create a large labor force but also puts pressure on resources like schools and hospitals. Stabilization. Countries in Europe and North America have reached later stages where population growth has stabilized. This creates challenges like providing an aging population and maintaining economic productivity. Decline. So Japan is an example of a country that facing population decline, which impacts its workforce and economic growth. The focus shifts to automation and immigration to fill gaps to the labor market.
My topic is what is global migration. Global migration refers to the movement of people from one country to another for various reasons, including better job opportunities, family reunification, political asylum, or escaping natural disaster. It's a crucial aspect of today interconnected world where people move across border more easily due to the globalization and advancements in our transportation. Migration can be temporary, such as seasonal workers moving for a few months, or permanent like families regulating for better living conditions. Understanding migration pattern helps us address the needs of migrants and countries they move to.
Why does global migration happen? Global migration happens for several reasons: economic reasons, social reasons, political reasons, environmental reasons. First is economic reasons. Many people migrate to find better job opportunities or higher wages. This is common in regions with significant income disparities. Second one, social reasons. Family reunification is a significant driver, where people move to join relatives who have already settled abroad. Third one is political reasons. Conflicts, persecution, and political instability can force people to flee their home countries. Example include refugees from Syria and Venezuela. Environmental reasons. Climate change and natural disasters like floods, droughts, or hurricane can displace people, pushing them to move elsewhere.
Good evening everyone, I'm Yotomil Tabarada and my topic is what are the 4 types of global migration? First, voluntary migration. Voluntary migration when people choose to move, often for better opportunities, educations, or lifestyle improvements. Second, forced migration. Forced migration involves people who have no choice but to move, often due to conflict, persecution, or natural disasters. Refugees are internally displaced persons fall into this category. 3. Internal migration. Internal migration movement within a country, such as people relocating from rural areas to urban centers in search of better opportunities. And last, international migration. International migrations movements across countries, such as workers moving from developing nations to developed ones for better job prospects.
Advantage and disadvantage of global migration for sending countries. So these are the advantage. Number one is remittance. Migrants send money back home, which helps improve the economy of their home country. Number two is skill development. Migrants often return with new skills and knowledge which can benefit their communities. Number three is reduce pressure and resources. Immigration can ease pressure on housing, jobs, and education in overpopulated areas. So these are the disadvantages. Brain drain. Many skilled workers leave, which can lead to a shortage of professionals like doctors and engineers. Number two is dependency on remittance. Economies that rely too heavily on money saved by migrants can become unstable if those funds decrease. Number three is family separation. Families may be separated for long periods, leading to social and emotional challenges.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Cadet Mark Nigel Tebes. What are advantages of global migration? Number one, economic growth. Migrants often fill labor shortage, contribution to economic productivity and innovation in host countries. Number two, cultural diversity. Migration enriches societies with diverse culture, ideas, and perspectives, fostering creativity and social cohesion. Number three, social development. Migrants bring new skills and knowledge, enhancing the workforce and promoting knowledge transfer.
Advantages of global migration for saving countries. So, social strain. Largest influxes of migrants can sometimes lead to social tension and integration challenges, particularly when local communities feel that their way of life is threatened. So, two is job competition. In some cases, migrants might compete with local for jobs, leading to wage suppression in certain industry. So, three, infrastructure strain. So, rapid increases in population due to migration can put pressure on housing, school, healthcare, and other infrastructure, especially in major cities.